And we're live, everybody. Welcome back for another nonsense talk show or podcast, like I would like to call it right now. Um, Today we have a debutant. Today, Duncan calling us in. How are you doing, Duncan?
Oh, I'm doing great. I am doing great today.
Exactly. Lots to
We did it.
celebrate and discuss. Lots to celebrate to discuss. Yes, and we have, of course, Syed. How are you doing?
Good man, can't be better. Today was amazing for us.
Yes,
Looking
for us
forward.
Canadians,
Yeah,
it's this call had
history.
to happen. This call had to happen.
It had to happen.
You know, if we had expectations before the tournament happens, then as it happened, and now what's happening, this is history, right? So,
Oh, incredible.
Yeah,
um, so the idea today was to go over the third round of games, but like Canada just played today, so like because of the importance and the monumental impact this caused to Canadian football, I think it's only right to get started. So, um, of course, as always, organic, we talk our thoughts and I see Daniel's already in the comments. We will speak our opinions. It's our personal opinions,
stop then.
and if anybody tunes in and they don't care, that's okay. That's okay. Feel free to drop comments and your opinions, and we'll debate them, of course, in a civilized manner.
Civilized man.
Civilized manner. But yeah, without further ado, it's your first call-in show, Duncan. um, of course, let's get started. Speak to me. Speak to me. Canada today.
Yes. So, first of all, who believed that Alphonso Davies was going to start the game based on what Jesse Marsh said?
I didn't think he was gonna start. I thought he was gonna come on as a sub.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lied in the first two
Yeah,
games, so I
He
assume
said
he's
he
gonna lie
lied
again.
too. It was great. Yeah. He even admitted, yeah, I was a decoy. But the next game, for real, he's totally going to start. And obviously, he didn't. The big, I think for me, the big surprise was Bombito starting. I was very happy to see that he was maybe fit-ish. He came off early. I don't know if that was because of injury. I thought he played fine, but it
I
didn't
think they're
look.
managing his minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like it was a strong team, all injuries considered, and they played their game. Like it was all attack, 100% of the time. They played their high line, they played their high press, and as usual, they almost got egg on face for it because it seemed like any team that plays Canada, they just need a long ball in between the center backs, and it turns into a chance, which even South Africa did a couple of times. I think the next round, that's going to be tricky. It's going to be dicey for them to defend against. But against teams like South Africa, Qatar, even Bosnia, even a little bit Switzerland, like they were able to hold, like press them back into their half and just pure energy, sometimes through vibes, but make something happen. And today something did. Yeah, I mean they left it late, but I thought they did amazing. Yeah, I think they're punching way above their weight. They've got a little bit of the home-ish field advantage, but couldn't be prouder of the Canadian team after what they've done today and the whole tournament so far. It's been amazing.
Were they favorites for this game in particular against South Africa? Did you see them as favorites or no?
I think so. I mean, I don't know how much you make of the FIFA rankings. I mean, Canada was 30-ish, South Africa 60-ish. Um, there's probably more Canadian. I know they said at the beginning way more Canadians in the stadium or Canadian colors in LA than there were South Africa. So I think they had a little bit of quasi home field advantage there. But they came across as a better team too. Like they were able to play relatively calmly. They were able to hold the ball in the attacking third relatively well. Like a lot better than South Africa, I thought. South Africa was kind of they're very direct, getting in, getting sometimes a decent chance, but there wasn't a whole lot of like kind of passing around and sustained pressure like Canada was able to put on. And yeah, I thought to me they were favorites. I think for sure going in, but it's one of those like they've already gone beyond our expectations. You think intellectually, yes, on paper they should do better, but you're always kind of thinking, well, they've never been in this position. They've never been this far. Are they favorites? Are they really? So there's always kind of like thinking, just happy if they're going to be competitive. But I think honestly, though, they should have been favorites at the beginning of the game, and I think they did well.
What about you, Syed?
No, it's actually, I mean, totally agree with what Duncan has been saying. Especially the other games, I definitely was sure that we were not going to beat Switzerland. I was hoping for a tie, but we could have gotten tie if we if we could finish our food. The other, what's it called? Today, I was almost 80-90% sure that we're going to win. I just wasn't sure if we're going to win in regular time versus extra time. And I watched, in the first half, I couldn't really watch most of the second half. But in the first half, what I was saying is Canada was actually trying to do those, our Leipzig style, like typical Marsh Ragnick kind of ball, fast transition. And they were getting close and they couldn't finish, right? I think, was it Cornelius who missed the header in the first half?
Yes.
Yeah.
Open header from almost.
Then towards the end of the second half, I don't know how we were not 1-0 up. There was like a melee there, and it could have gone anyway, but we kept hitting the ball. I think South Africa also knew how to kind of play Canada as long as they could just hold our attack, and they were kind of doing the hoof ball, right? Just one long ball to one side, either middle of the senders or one side, then they were almost there. So. But in general, all in all, I thought we were gonna I was hoping if we made it to round of 32, I would call it a success. But now it's beyond. So very happy and looking forward.
Yeah, like the
mustache.
I think at the end of the day, South Africa lacked enough quality up front to create the chances and score them. I think I checked the stats. No big chances created the entire game, versus 4 from Canada, and they only had 6 shots. We had 12. South Africa. I think you alluded to this, Duncan. South Africa did bypass the press from Canada.
Yes,
especially in the first half of that man-to-man press. They actually got the ball in between, and they're progressing through. But once it made it to the final third, I mean, the Canadian defense is not the best out there. Our right back, he's pretty solid. I've been very, very impressed. What's his name?
Johnson, right? Alistair Johnson. Yes,
exactly.
He's got the long throw in his locker. Too.
The right back, he's been very good, especially defensively. But Bombito, like you said, otherwise Syed's face gets blocked. Bombito coming back from an injury, I don't know if he's 100%. Cornelius has been shaky, but today he was okay. And Laria is just filling in for Alfonso Davis. But so as a whole, as a unit, they're not great. But today, once South Africa was making to the final third, all of them, including our goalie, were able to neutralize. So I thought, to me, that was the deciding factor.
They could mentioned that final pass to actually make a true chance. It's they got almost there, and it was you hold your breath a little bit, but South Africa never really did that final action, whether that's a drive to the net or a nice incisive pass to be able to get that shooting chance. So it was a lot of they've gotten through, they've made things a bit dicey at the back, but then didn't quite get that last yard into a real chance. And I think a better team will obviously be able to do
that was going to be my next point. Today was kind of like a litmus test. I think it showed once Canada, I have to double check, but I think they're facing either is it Netherlands or Morocco?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. Morocco, I'm not too sure. But Netherlands definitely has enough quality. If you give, I know Gakpo is not fan favorite of Liverpool, but
yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, he still has that mid-range shot if he gets in between the lines,
cut inside and shoot. Yeah.
And he does that all the time in the APL. Just cut inside, then just put it in the top corner. It does it so many times. I don't see why he can't do it in this.
Exactly. So
any of those on him for that's all he does. But he scores goals doing that, and against
And he scores in big games too.
Yeah, if he can do that against Premier League defense, doing that against
Well, I
Canadian
mean,
defense is
yeah,
going to be.
I mean, we used to idolize
Robin.
Robin for always doing the same cut through the right side, cut in. So I'm gonna give the same props. So I see Gapco, Somerville. I see those guys if they're one on one with
Somerville.
these defenders.
Depay.
Coming off the bench, or even if he starts, I just too much quality with Morocco. I'm just not sure, but Morocco is a unit; they're strong. So, who do you see? I had a few other thoughts, but now that we're talking about it, out of Netherlands and Morocco, it's crazy to imagine we're talking about Canada in the round of 16. But if you had to pick a team to face, given what we know about Canada, who do you think gives Canada the biggest chances of going through? I'll start with you, Syed.
It's very tough. It's very, very tough because both teams have different strengths. Netherlands' strength is attack, and Morocco's strength is defense. So if we play our game and Netherlands also stop defending, we could have a basketball score. To be honest, although I don't know, that's the best case scenario because we know that we're probably going to create a lot of chances and score 1, and Netherlands is going to create like 8 chances and score probably 4. Maybe Morocco, but I'm not too sure because Morocco's defense is so tight. Like even world-class attackers have hard time getting through it. But Morocco doesn't really attack back so much. And the other day they conceded 2 goals against Haiti, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna slightly edge to Morocco just because maybe because they are strong. Maybe they're not Netherlands, but I actually kind of fancy them to beat Netherlands in a very cagey match also. So that's also hard to say. But I'm gonna give it to Morocco. Yeah.
Sorry. You think they're going to beat Netherlands, but then you still think that's the best team that can, like the team that gives Canada the best chance of going through? Is that what you're saying?
Better, slightly, just because their attack is not as potent as Netherlands. Because the way we play, I think both teams can have field day, but Netherlands just have, I think, a little more quality up front. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, so as long as Canada does the whole man press, Gangan press up front, try to recoup that ball back, Morocco probably suffocates behind that. So my question is, because Morocco, what I feel is going to happen if Canada plays Morocco knows how Canada plays, so Morocco's just going to sit back and do what they do best, and then hit Canada in the counter, and I'm scared of that.
Yes.
Like
the last World Cup, Canada played this way against. So they played really well against Belgium. They played really well. I can't remember the middle team. Then they came up against Croatia, and they did the same thing. All attack, pin the team back just out of pure almost surprise and energy. But then a team like Croatia was able to say, okay, all right, let's just keep it tight at the back. Let's figure this out. And then 15 minutes, 20 minutes later into the game, they took control of the game, and it was. I think.
But Croatia always does that though. They just let the other team. Doesn't matter Canada versus.
Yeah, so I don't know. Between
it's very hard.
and the Netherlands, they're both top teams as far as I'm concerned. Whichever team is better at long ball attack is probably going, I think, to cut Canada open.
Yeah.
They play, I think, a suicidally high press and a high line at the back, and they're 2 defenders. They've been doing great, but they're not at that class to be able to handle an incisive pass with an actual quality attacker that can take it down.
Morocco opened up Brazil's defense, which is they're good players, Marquinhos and Gabriel. Their one pass that completely just cut them open. That's how.
But through the middle, that was probably their only opportunity. I felt in that game, it was toe to toe. Morocco didn't necessarily sit back all the time; they were a little bit brave. Because I think they weren't sure what Ancelotti's plan was going to be.
Yeah.
But with Canada, they know what Jesse Marsch is. Yeah. So speaking of Jesse Marsch, his speech at the end, I think I don't know if you guys heard it. He reunited all the players, and he basically said, "You guys are Canadian heroes." I was getting gassed. I was getting excited just with that speech.
Yeah.
Do you feel the team is cohesive in unity, where maybe they're punching above their weight just because of that gestalt, altogether, more than just like he's not just elevating players, but as a collective, he's making them better than what they really are.
100%. I think like
Great.
when you're at that level, if you got that type of players like Canada has available, which, to be fair to them, are much better than Canada has ever had. Like, this is the strongest team I think we've had in a long
Ever had, yeah.
maybe
The best team we've ever had. Yes.
Best team we ever had, easy.
But they're still not, like, Alphonso Davies is the only player of that top quality, and he's sat on the bench. So that sort of, like, you have to be cohesive as a team. You have to believe that everyone's got your back and that you're, like, fighting for your man in the trenches, so to speak. And I think Jesse March has done a great job with that. I think he's, in my books, an honorary Canadian. I know all the coaches.
Statue for Jesse.
Statue for Jesse Marsh, Duncan?
I don't know about a statue, but like we'll see. But like even just
put one in the Nathan Phillips Square.
The shot of him at the beginning of the games where he's like belting out the national anthem, like I love that stuff.
I love that shit. I love that stuff. I love it. Love it.
Like,
especially if you're not from that country, like that.
Yeah.
It's easy to buy people.
I'm actually happy we got him. Wasn't he US coach also at some point? Because I know that he was coaching in Germany.
When Pochettino was doing terrible, there was reports in the US that they were eyeing March, and I think that's why Canada signed Jesse March to a long contract. But I'm pretty sure he's next in line.
He's gonna be next in line for sure.
Yeah, he's done really well. He was with Leeds too before.
It's not done this square anymore. Remember?
It's Sankofa.
Sankofa. Rename it again.
Yes, name it again. Jesse Marsh Square.
I'll get to your question in just a second, Daniel. There was a cameo appearance of Alphonso Davies. I know Sid Seixeiro has gone on a rant in his podcast show how he dislikes the fact that Canada called up Alphonso, but he wasn't even playing. He was like, what's the point? Didn't even get minutes in the third game. He makes a cameo, left wing. He didn't look great. It didn't look great, but it's just the first 15 minutes. Do any of you think that he will either start or have a more prominent role?
I don't think he starts
in the upcoming game, given what we saw today.
No. I don't think we should start. Like, we already have a rhythm right now. Like, I think it's better not to break. But he'll be great off from the bench. I think he has quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, he's still.
He's still the best player we have.
Yeah. I was saying when we were watching the game with Shilpa, like Alphonso Davies comes on, and like it's just aura at that point. Like, he played pretty average, but he comes on. He immediately drags two South African players to mark him as soon as he has the ball, which opens up space behind him. He didn't really do much, but he made a couple of good plays. But that's one of those, like, he lifts the team. And like Alphonso Davies isn't there. Like, he's got a hamstring injury, like a recurring hamstring injury. I don't think there's any chance he's going to start or play 90 minutes or any of that stuff. He's not fit.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't think so.
And that is like exactly the kind of injury that, like, if you press it, you will get injured again, and then you'll be out for like many weeks or months, and it just keeps escalating. So I think he's being brought on, like, I have to say this because I'm a Liverpool fan, but like the Jordan Henderson in England, right? Like, there for the impact that he has off the field and the team cohesion, right? And him being able to come on and actually like lift the team and give them that extra little bit of gas was more than his individual contributions for me on the field.
And he's a Champions League winner. Like, he's played important games, important fight. He started in those games and he's lifted trophies. So I agree that the influence off the bench, or like even just in the presence of the team, the players can look up to him and believe in his words, right? Like, yes. I agree. The benefit. There's a couple of other players very briefly before we move on. Like this Mitch Buchanan guy on the right side.
Tim?
I'm
Buchanan?
calling Mitch Buchanan. I don't know if you remember Baywatch, but that was David Hasselhoff's character is Mitch Buchanan. Anyways, yeah, Buchanan. I've not been impressed, and it was another game where, I mean, Millar and the Schaffelberg, like those guys look so much more effective in the team. They're not brilliant players, they're not super technical, but they're effective. And Buchanan is just, to me, he's just there. And
is it just? I think somebody else also mentioned it as I was watching the game. One of our other friends, in the last game, they were saying all Canada's attacks seem to go to the other side, through the other side, not nearly the Buchanan side. Like it's kind of non-existent.
Correct.
It's always on the left from us.
But like but why is that? Is that because they're seeing Buchanan is not playing well, so they shift it, or is it just part of the system?
Maybe both. Yeah. Maybe more that they realize he's not playing well, and maybe what's his name? Number 11, Miller. Yeah. He gets open quite a lot.
Well, and I wonder too, is it like on the left and right back too? Like Laria is a more attacking.
Yeah, he's actually a winger. He's a winger by
versus Johnston. Yeah. Like I mean, I'm not as critical of Buchanan, but I also think like he's got a bit of a ceiling there. Like he's not one that's going to make something happen. But if he's also like to me, it was like a sum of the parts too, right? You've got Buchanan, Johnston, who's a much more defensive player, and then also on his midfield side, he's got Saliba. Or Saliba, I'm not sure how you say his name, who is standing in Kirkona. Yeah. And
Williams.
So like, and I thought he did amazing. But he's
filled in perfectly. Right? Yeah. Filled in
perfectly. Yeah. So I think he's definitely part of it, but I wouldn't put all of the deficiencies on the right side just on him. I think it's just some of the parts.
Okay. So he the kind of player that needs someone else for him to do better. Is that what we're saying?
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
So
there are a lot of players on the Canadian team right now that the ball goes to them. You're like, they're gonna make something, right? Like,
okay. And then what about up front? Jonathan David looks like another not so great game, but clearly he's gonna be starting regardless.
We don't have anybody else.
The other options. I mean, I know Promise scored in the previous game, but
first touch.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great goal.
I don't know. I'm counting on those wingers. That's why I was asking about Buchanan. I'm counting on the wingers and the fullbacks to do their work, and for guys like Eustáquio today with that magnificent finish to really do stuff, because I can't rely on everybody else. Just very inconsistent.
So David he's good. He's got the experience, and there's I don't know how to articulate it well, but there's a type of player that a coach brings on late in the game that's all energy and maybe not a lot of
like a Darwin Núñez?
Like a Darwin Núñez, like a Federico Chiesa.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, good.
As much as I love him, as much as he's my boy, Schaffelberg as well, who is just all energy to inject some of that I don't know what's the word
Alan Smith
into the game. But if they started the game, I don't think they have it to drive that play forward for the whole game. And David, I think, has the experience to just kind of be a little more consistent. But he's also, for the profile that he is, he's kind of not done a whole lot. I mean, he got the
hat-trick
against Qatar, but I don't know if any of that was...
No, but the other games, I remember first game and even the last one against Switzerland, a lot of the times, David kind of if he was more clinical, those half chances become a real chance. I'm not saying goal,
right.
But the half chances generally they stay half chance or quarter chance after the ball gets there. So he scored for sure, but in general he hasn't been. For example, coming on from Juventus, we have more expectations, right? So
yes.
Juventus was the best team.
Yes.
Yeah, when you play at that level for your club, there's especially coming to Canada. It's way higher that you do something.
Morocco
but Buchanan actually was acquired by Inter, like I think 2 seasons ago. But then he quickly didn't make the spot, and I think he was shipped to Spain. I think he plays in Villarreal, something like that. So,
Right.
but yeah, Dave is still, I think, number one striker for Juve right now. So
Juve, yeah.
that does say something, right? Juve is still Juve. So like, if you're still a starting striker, you have to be good, right? So,
for sure.
I think to answer your question, Daniel, I think it's because of the coefficient and the fact that they beat so many good teams in the previous World Cup. I think
as well as
and
they won the African Nations Cup.
Yes, they made it all the way. Well, did they? I forget who actually won that.
I mean, in 90 minutes it was Senegal, but then there was some technical.
Oh yes, and then they decided that they had left the field, so they gave it to Morocco. Yeah, as far as we know, they lost that final, but apparently they won it on paper.
So on paper they won it.
Coefficient, right? They've been punching.
But also they've been actually beating a lot of teams, even between the World Cup, previous World Cup, and now. And this World Cup, they are unbeaten still, right? So.
Yeah, with a tie against Brazil, so they're not.
Yeah, but they could have won that game. They played, I think, slightly better, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, actually, now since you mentioned, so we're anything else? Because I was going to move into Brazil. Any last minute thoughts on Canada before we move on?
Go Canada! If
Canada.
Win or lose,
Go Canada.
I don't care. I'm happy. We're in round of 16.
Go Canada!
Yeah, I kind of hope they play the Netherlands just because of the Netherlands has more like name recognition and seems like on paper better team, and that's all.
Dude,
like
if they
quality-wise, it's going to be the same Netherlands or Morocco.
It's going to be the apocalypse. But if they beat Netherlands, oh dear.
I think we score against Netherlands. I don't know if we can beat them, but the way Netherlands play, we score at least one goal.
I'm just saying, knockout game, 90 minutes or extra. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to do some reviews. Very quick here. I know because Syed is a big fan of Brazil, so I wanted to bring this up. Convincing win. Scotland dicked around. Like we've been talking about this, Syed. We've been talking about these teams that insist in playing out from the back
for no reason.
For players that do not have the capacity, the capabilities to control and pass the balls. And Scotland was just the perfect example.
Yeah, not everyone is Virgil van Dijk, right? Like, I don't know what they're trying to do. Like, or PK or something.
Other than the self-inflicted shots, Brazil was convincing. My question to you, Syed, they look like they're getting better and better.
Yes, they're improving.
What do you feel that they have the momentum and so far has shown signs that they can go far in the tournaments, or because their next opponent is Japan? So do we think that they've shown that, given what we've seen from Japan and the injuries up front that they have, but their capabilities as a team, do we think Brazil stands a chance? Or do we see a big upset?
I mean, it could. So I guess gonna start with like Brazil getting better. Yes, they did look better in this game, as well as the goals were actually a couple of them were good. I think the second last goal were decent build up, in my opinion. It should have been 4-0 because the foul that was chalked off. Like I don't know, but whatever. They still got 3 goals and they did control majority of the game. Scotland did have a chance here and there, but this is the first time I've seen Brazil play more cohesive since probably the Croatia game in the last World Cup, right? Which they eventually lost. So yes, I think they have maybe slight edge given what we've seen recently and coming on all these players. And Brazil tend to do well against Asian teams. I know that they lost to Japan in a friendly, but they were up. Then they kind of again screwed around and conceded like 2 goals from Japan actually, and stupid mistakes, the goalie and the defender. But in general, it won't be as easy as previous World Cups when they just swatted Japan away before they played. I think Japan can hurt Brazil, especially the way they play against Netherlands and the other team they beat in the group.
Well, they
tied in the Netherlands and they won the other two, right?
They're demolished.
Yeah. So the way they're playing, I think I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park. I think it's going to be a tricky game for Brazil, and this is where we need to see Carlo Ancelotti's tactics come through against adaptation, different kind of opponents. Technically and everything, given everything with heritage and just mentality coach, Brazil probably have slightly edge in this game, but it's not. I'm not as confident as previous World Cups whenever they came across like Korea or Japan, and I was like, oh, Brazil's going to win this. I still think Brazil can go through, but it's not going to be easy I hope I'm wrong, but it's probably not going to be easy.
What about you, Duncan?
Brazil just feels like they're trying to find their groove or something. Like they're. It's like, I mean, the Brazil of old has been like all about.
It's been gone for 16 years.
Player and that sort of thing, and like football these days has kind of moved far away from that, and it's all about system play, which doesn't feel like it plays to like the strengths and the history of Brazil. So like to me they're a very hot and cold team, and if they get thrown off their game early, they might struggle to find their way back. But if you have they have the talent that any one of their players could probably just make something and turn the game on its head. So I expect Brazil to go through against
likely, but it's not like that surefire go through, right? So
they don't seem to be the type of team that would strike fear in any of their team's hearts like they used to. Yeah.
The only two teams I think right now on form that can strike fear is France and Argentina. Spain, I haven't been convinced in this World Cup. On paper they should, but England also, they start well, but then anytime they come across low block, they play like Arsenal. So
but there's two teams right now that
and Portugal been even bigger. We'll talk about it. But so other than Argentina and France, I don't see any team striking fear anymore. What Duncan was saying about individual talent, Morocco was actually on top when they scored. It was Vinny suddenly decided to
individual brilliance.
Totally individual. That game they had nothing. I think Morocco was the better team.
Morocco just on chances was better and could have won the game. Yes.
Yeah, and also they controlled midfield most of the game. I think Morocco.
Yes. I honestly, I'm still Don Carlo. I give him the X factor because if it wasn't Don Carlo,
I
didn't see Japan struggle physically against the Netherlands. I don't see the Brazilian team being more physical. I see the Japanese team being more technical and more organized. So to me, the X factor is Don Carlo, what he does best, which is just the magic wand and then let the players do their things.
The market will solve itself. The market will solve itself.
Yes. So
arm around the shoulder type of thing and go do making magic type of man management.
Exactly.
It's almost like the perfect manager for Brazil.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. So go ahead.
No, I'm still Brazil tried that system thing. It was a shit system, but it didn't work. Like with Dunga.
So now they go for system-less. It's there's still something.
They need to figure out as a confederation of what their end goal is. Otherwise, they're going to end up like Italy. They need to go back to their roots and also incorporate. Right. They incorporated the wrong ideas from Europe, not the best ideas.
I don't think they don't even know how to produce players anymore.
What's going on? It's so.
Their players, their best players, all play in Europe. And European football is all about system football these days. So it's a bit like, how do you, unless you're going to start picking players majority from the Brazilian leagues, I don't know how they're going to have to find a new path, I think, in the future.
They could follow some of what France have been following. So.
I don't know. They have bigger problems. But see, so close to that part of the group, because we'll have the whole display later. There's a team that I just wanted to ask a question, because this team won all their games. First of all,
yes,
they're playing Ecuador at home in Mexico, and if they win, their next opponent will be one of England or Congo, in Mexico again. So they've got 2 games in Mexico they can play. I don't know if you watched any of their games, but when they play at home, I don't know what's going on with these players. I don't know what's going on with, but there's this out of body experience that it's more than just a team. So I'm just asking, home factor, first 2 games potentially at home, can Mexico do the madness? And if Mexico were to play England, given what we've seen so far, can Mexico cause an upset? Or am I just speaking shit as always?
I mean, it's a real 12th man. This is of all the, the North American countries, Mexico, the Azteca especially, but like that's like real actual football heritage. It's a bit of a meme, but like there's like there's home field that you just feel good that the crowd has your back, and then there's home field like they are pushing you, like almost that feeling of pushing
Anfield.
the ball into the goal type of thing. I think any sort of those like lower and mid tier clubs, they are going to really struggle in an atmosphere like that against Mexico. I don't know. I've got a bit of a soft spot, maybe just for England these days. I think they are a much more exciting team than they ever have been.
Yep.
And they're full of players that have been in environments like that, in high pressure environments. So I kind of think they would be able to like maybe come out in the second half and, you know, a bit of rejigging, tweaking, and then take the game to them. I think not that they're the only team that can do that. I think and a lot of the top teams with players that have played around, you know, top clubs and in intense environments like that are used to that. I think they can pull it together, but it may be a case of can Mexico press their advantage in the first half and get something out of it, and then hold it in the second half. That's I think. But I think any of like a Congo, you know, those players come into an environment like that. I mean, no disrespect to Congo. I don't know where the majority of their players play, but I have a feeling
France,
not the same.
England's.
Yeah,
England or France.
Wan-Bissaka
is there.
They play in the Premier League.
Okay.
A lot of them we're not born
Premier
in
League.
Congo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot of them are actually they're born in England or France or
Congolese descent. Yeah, Congolese descent.
Congo.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I don't think they've been truly tested. But having said that, that last game against Czechia had to win. It was a must-win for them, and Mexico won that game without conceding a goal. Like they have not conceded a goal.
They haven't conceded yet. Like
that last game, like the first two, I'm like, okay, something. And then that third game, I don't know. I think they've got that. The 12 men is kicking in, and I think it's common. Canada, US, and Canada for the group
and
stage.
Mexico. Yeah.
The 12 man really played a factor. Really played a factor. We're just
Canada
gonna find out.
Canada for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, because I haven't been really following Mexico, but like them, US and Canada, they were the top seed, right, in their group.
In their group,
yeah. By default, yes.
So is that kind of part of what's like? I would probably rate Mexico. I mean, Mexican football hasn't been in a great spot, I think, lately. But I'd probably rate them above Canada and the US.
Overall, yeah, but I think
like,
right now on form maybe US, right?
Well, internationally, Canada has been better than Mexico. I think Canada qualified for the World Cup.
No, but Canada didn't. I think the last CONCACAF Gold Cup was Mexico or US that played. They won. It wasn't Canada. Canada did better than both US and Mexico in Copa America. We went to semifinals.
Yes. Okay.
We only lost to Argentina, actually.
Yeah. So I think it's toe to toe. I don't think it's a clear cut. I think all three teams are now kind of up there.
I'm just happy Canada became that good. You know.
Yeah, Czechia is probably the best team they play. Like South Africa.
Not on form though. Czech lost every game, I think.
No, they tied. They tied against South Africa, but like.
They lost to Korea. It was
all those three teams.
Terrible.
Like
but
they were poor. But Mexico though at the same time was like clear levels above all of them.
Yeah.
Clear. And we talk about some of these players. Like I don't see enough quality, but it's just I don't know. There's something pushing that team. So that's why I'm like dreaming.
And also, I feel like the final should be in Azteca Stadium. What? Doing it like
I think it's money and time zone. Money and time zone.
Because that had Diego Maradona and Brazil's 70 team lifting. So following heritage, they should have got on the final.
Dude, and that stadium compared to Foxborough, like it's
that stadium has a soul in it.
Where is the final?
Final in New Jersey.
Yep.
Final in New Jersey.
Giant Stadium. Oh yes, it's not Foxborough.
I mean, it's more people, but it's not Azteca.
Yeah, MetLife in Jersey. It's for the Giants. And,
sure.
Okay.
Estadio Azteca.
Yes. So it's just marketing point of view. Okay. Not that I want to touch much on this game because there wasn't a lot, but there's two things I wanted to ask.
I watched this one.
Syed, was this was Uruguay. I know Turkey kind of shut the bed, but like,
Okay, I think
I just wanted to ask about Uruguay.
Yeah.
Whether you just go for it. Just go for it.
no, I think okay. So Uruguay, the only reason we were like they were not as I don't think we expected as much as Turkey that we expect. Sorry, the expectation we had from Turkey and then South Korea, we didn't have the same expectation from Uruguay. We just knew that because they have been like there and thereabouts. They always qualified for the knockout for the last I don't know how many more World Cup. I don't remember. They've had good players, and at the moment they had like Federico Valverde and I know Lo Celso, and those guys are kind of not on form, but they're still like they've been on form in the past. Plus they had Marcelo Bielsa, so that's why we thought they should have at least gotten out of the group. Like right in this World Cup, getting out of the group is not that hard. It's only 16 teams didn't make it, right?
You just need a win and okay goal differential to just sneak in.
Exactly. Senegal went through with goal difference, right? Uruguay didn't even have 3 points, and was it who was in their group? Was it the Uruguay, Saudi Arabia, Cabo Verde, and Spain?
Cabo Verde went in second with just 3 draws. That's
just 3 draws. They didn't win, right? Same with and we did expect them to if only they beat Cabo Verde, they would be through. Right? This game wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, I like this is a colossal underperformance or whatever you call it from Uruguay. Like to not get out of this group, and it seemed like it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't until like midway through the second half they were kind of realized, oh shit! Like
we need to play, right?
If we don't do something now, we're out. And then they started throwing the kitchen sink at.
Spain weren't even that good in that game.
Yeah, and I guess their keeper is terrible and probably shouldn't have.
Oh, that goal was a gift, by the way.
But like,
yes, but
you also your attackers need to do. The rest of the team needs to do something too. And
there's something wrong with their final ball delivery that I have never seen it that bad. Because we're used to seeing Cavani, Suarez, and before Forlan, and even before Alvaro Recuba, they had that kind of player. And these players, there was not a single accurate cross until last minute. And there is nobody that wins the ball like Diego Godin or stuff like that. I mean, Araujo plays for Barcelona, but we know how he plays, right? And
he doesn't.
Bielsa took off Valverde half an hour to go when they were chasing the game. I wasn't sure if he was injured or it was his performance. Then they had Lo Celso running the midfield, but he hasn't been great lately with Tottenham. Then there's Darwin Núñez. I know, he can cross chaos, but they kind of shut him off pretty easily. Spain. So, and Spain weren't even that good. I feel
Lo Celso, are you sure it's you meant someone? Isn't Lo Celso Argentinian? He scored a free kick. You're saying the other player. You're saying the other player. Yes.
The other one. No, Lo Celso. Lo Celso is Argentinian. Sorry.
Betancourt or
Rodrigo Betancourt. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I always mix them up for some reason. I know they're not from the same country, but
no, all good. Okay.
Yeah.
I felt like they played the Bielsa way.
They couldn't play the Bielsa way though.
But
they tried.
Yes. I think it just Bielsa is so stubborn. He's like, you have to execute my plan, and they did not have the capacity. Like the midfielders, there's no creative midfielder there, and the wing quality.
Yeah, wing quality was not there. Corners.
So I think it's just he instead of adapting, because he doesn't, he just died by.
Oh, he didn't adapt.
And
I feel like.
Yeah, a couple years ago or 1 year ago, Luis Suarez came out and said, came out against the coach and said, basically, I'm retiring or something.
Oh yeah. He came in and he said, I'm not calling up Suarez. I'm not calling Cavani. I need to bring in the new bloods to be able to execute.
Which is all good.
Based on names, which is all good. I think it's still the right thing to do, regardless whether you go out or not. But there's rumors that he lost a dressing room. There were stories coming out that the players were outspoken against him even after the second game. Yeah. He's called a loco for a reason, obviously, but
let's see. Yeah,
I think you can't. I think football has moved on, and unfortunately, whatever his methods were, it just doesn't happen. It can't adapt. So whether he needs to take a break, but it doesn't work.
I was
anymore.
surprised that the midfield he had, the Bentancur and like Valverde, they should be able to play Bielsa ball. Like they're technically decent enough. Valverde is good, really good. He's like world class at the moment on form in the current standard. Then yes, Bentancur had a bad season, whatever, but they had enough players other than Darwin Nunez. They had decent player with decent, I guess, passing or ball. It's just
more than enough quality to.
Yeah, it's just they couldn't.
So is it down to the players? Because I saw online a lot of the Uruguayan fans were actually upset about the players. Like
it could be down to the players because they didn't listen, right? Like they have the quality.
But like they said things like Valverde shows up for Madrid, doesn't show up for the country, that kind of thing.
That's Valverde. Yeah.
As a national team coach, I feel like I've heard great things about like Bielsa and his methods or his system or whatever, if like everyone buys into it. But you don't have that time to drill those tactics or that philosophy in as like a national team coach. That's why I felt like guys like Ancelotti, even Jurgen Klopp, or like the great man managers probably would do very well.
Yeah.
As national team coaches, because you just don't have that time. It's like you need to get like the sort of basics of the structure and how you're going to play, and then just kind of let your good players kind of express themselves a little bit. But if you're like so much about like micromanaging your tactics, so much so that like if everyone doesn't buy into it 100%, the whole thing falls apart. I feel like that's just I don't know if that can work with certainly not a high profile national team. Maybe like a lower team, like maybe a team like Canada might be able to do that, where the players are all, there aren't really any superstars.
Expectations
in it,
are yes
together, but like Uruguay does have genuine superstars, or
at
least that top quality in them, and
they got quality players.
Yeah, and if your system depends on everyone following exactly, or even like if you're tired near the end of the game, you're chasing the game, you sort of like leave the instructions at the door kind of thing. I just don't think that's ever going to work with a team of that.
One thing about Bielsa's history, though, Bielsa coach actually, I mean, this Argentina team won, but between I think 98 to 2004. Even 2006, before the pre-Messi era, that Argentina team was also like one of the best. And I remember in 2002, them and France were the two favorites, not Brazil, on form, because they were coming in with winning. I think they were basically unbeaten in the qualifiers or something like that. Yes. They didn't lose for a few years. They're dominating every game. Then
Encyclopedia Syed with like
but in because that World Cup I remember like quite a bit, but because that was the first World Cup in Asia too. But in the group of death, they couldn't. England, Sweden basically shut Argentina off with they had so many players, but they couldn't break them down enough to go through, and they were knocked out in the first round. I think he did okay with Chile. I don't know how did Chile do in like 2010 or everything, but last Copa America, though, Bielsa and Uruguay were third.
Yep.
They were third, yeah.
I think they
beat Canada in the third place. Third round.
Yes. They lost series and then Canada.
And we actually didn't play that bad. I think again.
Oh, we were good.
Couldn't finish.
I was happy. Yeah.
They also did the same thing. They just waited until like we ran out of gas, then they just hit us on the break.
We lost on penalties or extra time, something like that.
I'm thinking about the Argentina game maybe, because even Argentina they never had to come.
No, I mean the Canada. Canada Uruguay. We lost to them in penalties. That was the third place.
So they couldn't break us down. So maybe Bielsa need to listen to his players a little more because it's not working.
Yeah, they had beat Brazil and even the previous. I don't know. Like, I still feel like it's a coach that everybody talks about, but he hasn't won much. And it's just another.
I think he's a philosophy manager, not a winning manager.
Yes. I think he instills ideas, and then other coaches can.
He has great ideas because
right?
Pep took his idea and
Yes. But he's studies, comes up with his, and then he's abides by the sword, and that's what he goes with. So
same as I think Ralph Rangnick is similar, a different style,
Yeah,
But
same idea.
people following his school won a lot, but he didn't win as much, right?
Exactly. So, anyways, I don't know. So I don't want to talk about this game because it's not like a lot to talk about, but just pretty impressive. I don't know if you watched or followed this game, but like Algeria pretty much like came from
Oh man,
behind,
what a game! Like
and then when you think it was done, Austria comes in and with the
and
last minute
3-3.
dagger.
What the hell, man? I don't know if it was, but some people
Well,
were
no.
saying they were in cahoots with each other.
Yeah, when you brought that up, I'm like, this is a little bit questionable. But I
But
don't
for
think
neutrals, it was such a good game. I think
I want to look at it from neutral perspective.
Yeah.
This might have been the most exciting game in
entertaining.
the entire world.
Because
Like,
it's funny, last half an hour they were trying not to score. Then they scored
Yeah.
two.
yeah, similar to South Africa. Just in the last few minutes of extra time today, they're
Yeah.
like, oh, let's just dick it around, pass the ball around, and then next thing you know, Canada scored. This one was like the whole 30 minutes, like whatever. And then when things got real and Algeria and Mahrez decided to kick in, they're like, oh shit. And then you're like, okay, whatever, it's done. And then they score a header. Like,
Because if Algeria won, they would be playing Spain.
yeah, so you wonder, did Algeria just concede the goal but why would they concede the goal on purpose after doing the madness
Yeah.
and coming from behind? You know what I mean? So it can't.
It does nothing makes sense in that game, but it was fun. Like it was fun to watch.
Oh, okay. You know what was not fun? These clips.
Okay, this one I watched it with a lot of my Colombian friends, and in the Colombian bar. And in the beginning, I was like kind of sympathetic to Portugal, but after what I saw over 90 minutes, last half an hour, I actually wanted Colombia to score. Like Portugal pissed me off so much in the whole game, especially trying to go through Ronaldo when it was clear that Colombia were controlling the game with the inferior midfield. Think about it. But Portugal was playing with 10 men the whole game. So
Portugal should be favorites to win the tournament with the talent they have.
yes,
So everything.
but you cannot win the tournament playing 10 men every game, right? So
Yeah.
you can beat Uzbekistan, but you cannot beat quality team like Colombia.
And I don't understand. Like, it seems you watch them play, make good moves, but then even in the final third, in that last pass, every player seems to be looking for Ronaldo.
Yeah, there are
Or
two
that
instances
final
yesterday.
I don't know what leverage he has on all of the other players.
It's not him. It's Jorge Mendes probably.
Final like that move it like that passing move at the like it just doesn't make any sense to me. I get the coach picking him, fine. I get all the conspiracies
And
about,
also
Jorge Mendes and
I have another conspiracy.
at the team, but I don't get the players themselves continually trying to find him.
So that's the player problem, right? That's a player problem.
I wanted to touch on that because yes, there's conspiracies. Ronaldo picking and choosing because he brings in a lot of money. Mendes has his players that he wants to showcase
Octopus
for as a vitrine, advertising for sale.
advertising to the clubs,
Exactly.
Real Madrid.
But what what I struggle to understand is that like, why can't the player like Bruno, Vitinha,
Neves.
Why can't they just say F this? Let's just play ball.
Yeah.
Like, what is holding them back with
This is not the Bruno I see every week.
They're being instructed. Like, there's no way that you watch those games and think, oh, we're just gonna be passive, be very slow.
They didn't try yesterday to come out of their own half for 90 minutes. They tried to just sideways this shit,
So like I had to listen to Martinez's post-match reaction and press conference because I want to understand
what did he say?
Amongst many things, he didn't talk about. He said that the weather, there was weather adversities, which I don't listen to because before the tournament he said the team was ready and prepared for tornadoes and all the weather changes.
Is that like him? Is saying it's raining in the pitch?
It's raining.
Oh no, he said they asked him before, just to recap, before the tournament started, because Portugal had 2 friendly games and Portugal played like garbage on both, and they asked, "Do you think the team is ready?" And he said yes, and they asked for more details, and he said that they were working with the team to make sure the energy was there, the mentality was there, and they were also preparing the players for adversities. In the U.S., with the tornadoes and hurricanes, sometimes there's weather delays. You have to stop the game, so they have to prepare the players mentally so that they contain the energy. And The funny thing was their first 2 games was in our RG Stadium in Texas where it had a roof. So I wasn't really sure. But the third game was in Florida with the 80% humidity. So when I heard him say, "Oh, the weather was an issue," no. Sorry. No. You said the team was ready. So I don't want to hear bullshit about weather. But to quote what he said after the game, he said, "We needed this. The team had to take the game where they wanted to take it." That's like literally his words.
What? What did they want to take it?
I don't know what he means by that because Colombia outplayed Portugal.
For a whole game.
Colombia deserved to win.
That was a goal,
minute
by the
0
way.
to minute 90. They just don't have enough quality for the finishing. Even those 2 runs down the right on the first half, like if it wasn't for Diogo Costa being one of the best goalies in the tournament, those would have gone in, or even the goal clearance. Like the offside goal. Look, it is what it is. It's the toe. Those are the rules. It's a VAR. Whether it's on or off, I don't care. The point is they create enough chances in 90 minutes to win that game. We're not good enough to finish them. You can't come out and say, "We needed this." What the fuck does that even mean? Like after the second game, he said, "Oh, we learned from the first game. We learned the mistakes and we corrected them. We executed the plan and it worked out well." Okay, no problem. I'll believe you. And then you come out and say this nonsense. I think he's trying to pull a Tunisia and get sacked mid-tournament. Like, I really feel that's what he's trying to do.
Well, didn't he already announce that he's like stepping down or getting fired at the end of the tournament anyways?
There was reports. I didn't see an official
Who's his agent, though?
Okay.
I don't know. But a good agent, because I think he's making close to 5 million euros.
No, is it Jorge Mendes?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he messed up. Maybe he's a Spanish agent, because he was also the coach of the Belgium's golden generation with De Bruyne.
Who also massively underperformed.
Massively underperformed.
Jesse the Pretor. I don't know who that is. But it's not.
No, this is Portugal on form, have the best midfield, kind of like one of the best defenses, and decent attack without Ronaldo, and they cannot do anything.
As a team, they have one of the best squads in the tournaments. Yeah. So why is he sabotaging? And why are the players just not deciding? What are the external forces that are influencing what we're seeing? Because it's not football. This is not footballing forces.
Yep.
Right.
I swear there was multiple times when I saw them either whether it was shoot cross the ball forward front foot when there's a guy open for the cutback or vice versa. But every time that ball was going to where Ronaldo was.
Yeah, and sometimes a player would be better positioned to take a shot, but he's trying to find Ronaldo. There are 2 instances like that. I forgot.
And that I don't get. The coach can pick the team, right? You can put Ronaldo up front, in his wheelchair up there, cashing in his old age security checks. But but the players themselves also seem to be doing the same thing. And they're never gonna. Ronaldo has to he has to retire, I think, at this point, because it seems like no one's going to not.
Well, he's not gonna. So when Messi's scoring every game, he thinks he's as good.
Hashtag 2030.
Ronaldo 2030. Yeah. Well, Messi, I think, said I can't rule out the next World Cup at this point, which basically has set Portugal's path in stone.
I think he's also before retiring, he's also messing up Portugal before leaving. That's what Messi's end game.
Double. Ronaldo must be foaming because especially after Messi came in the second half and scored another goal.
Yeah.
Ronaldo,
he's been actually showing that he deserves to be there. I mean, I get they structure the team to him and all that kind of stuff.
Because he has the quality.
It works. With his limitations. They're still able to find a way to accommodate.
Messi's only limitation is physical, really. He's a bit slower. But his IQ, his ball control, everything, it's Messi still. And that's a slow Messi is better than most players in the world.
Yes.
Doesn't need to run.
But having said that, the yesterday game, even if Ronaldo is a problem, again, nothing through the middle. Bruno Fernandes nowhere to be seen other than that opportunity in the first half.
He took a shot.
Yes. But nothing through the middle. Vitinha, and then even when nothing through the middle. It was going through the wings, like Duncan was saying.
Pedro Neto was just few runs, but that didn't
Yeah,
go
he
anywhere.
runs, but because he was exhausted. You could tell he was exhausted. So he doesn't bring them out. He doesn't bring in Francisco Conceição or Trincão, other good wingers that we have. Doesn't give minutes to any other strikers like Guedes or Ramos for Ronaldo, who's just
Yeah, Leao came in and almost scored, right?
smoked. He smoked the other defender because came fresh with the batteries on. The defender was
They
exhausted.
could have won it.
I'm like, do the same
They
thing
could
on
have
the right
shithoused
side.
it.
Do the same thing on the right side. He doesn't give them minutes, and it's just incomprehensible at this point. It's the first time in a long time that all the media in Portugal, all the radio stations, all the commentators and pundits, they're all just mouths wide open saying, why is he doing this? Like, why is he sabotaging?
No.
Like, why? Like, so it's not even Ronaldo anymore. Ronaldo's still a problem, but it's like Martinez just being yes for everything. So
Yeah, he's a Spanish agent. He's spy for this.
Well, he's gonna wreck not just their chances, but the
he
next
did with Belgium. Like, yes.
One is a coincidence, two is the pattern,
Yes. So, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, what is he gonna do next time if he leaves Portugal? He's gonna coach whom? Like
Morocco and destroy
Morocco,
their
and
generation.
destroy the Moroccan best generation we've seen in years. Like,
Yeah.
come on. It's a skill. It's definitely a skill. I just don't understand why you would want that. But anyways, Portugal, Croatia in Toronto. I'm still trying to get tickets. It's not looking easy, but it's going to be monumental because big Portuguese communities, big diasporas, Croatia and Portugal. What do you guys think? Because the winner of that matchup plays Austria, Spain. Does Portugal have a chance given what we've seen so far?
Yeah, they both kind of sit back, right? Both this team. It might be a boring snooze fest. Decided in penalties.
Yeah, that's what I said in the stream with HH yesterday. I see penalties, like extra time penalties.
Yeah, extra time, yeah.
50-50. So
I think so too, yeah.
Okay. Last but not least, as we round up the show. So, I mean, I get these from Instamarket, which has the best visuals, but sometimes I don't double check. I want to make sure because I've seen some stuff that like they put Ireland instead of Ivory Coast and some online stuff. So
the flag looks very similar. I get confused all the time.
I know, but it didn't say CIV; it said Ireland. So so I think this is correct. And we already know Canada made it past South Africa. To say it to you, because before we did all of this, I haven't double checked how many correct hits we got. We got quite a few. I think.
Yeah, we got a lot.
We got a hit rate above 50% for sure.
The ones we didn't get is Turkey and South Korea that I can think of. I think we got the other ones.
Yes. And we can't have we can still have a Spain-Argentina final. Like, we can still have it because that's what we had originally, and we had Argentina just edging it because of Lionel Messi, right?
I mean, so far he has been edging everyone.
So my question to you is, as things stand, and based on this matchups, do we still think Argentina to the final and win?
It's still okay. The only thing I would change is I think we picked Spain over France. I might just based on what I've been seeing, I might pick France over Spain and have a rematch. I mean, of course, it's probably only 10-20% of heavy chance of, but on form, they're just like France. I know that France shuts off a lot of the times in game, and that's how they lost 2021 Euro game against Switzerland. They were on top, they shut off, then Switzerland came back.
Oh,
right?
they shut the bet on that one. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
But in general, France, like the way they scored, it looks so effortless. It's scary, man.
Yeah,
same with
Dembele
was having a field. Same with Messi. Something doesn't look like he's working hard. So the rest of the team of Argentina, I think France is better squad overall, but Argentina, like not on paper but on the field, it's like 12th, 13th man. I don't know. Messi's presence make them play like with 13 men.
Yeah, that belief. Yeah.
So no chance for Cabo Verde. By the way, I predicted Cabo Verde seconds. So my question: any chance?
There's always a chance.
Madness.
But that's the thing. Argentina is not Spain, though, right? Spain never have finishers. But Argentina, even if it's not Messi,
the same Spain that just won a Euro Cup. Is that the Spain you're talking about?
Yes. Okay, but that Spain kind of won without a out-and-out striker too, right?
So
it's also not
Danny Olmos.
That Spain Verde was the first game in the group, right? Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they
No
didn't
one
play with
has
their
the
main
excuse
wingers.
of we didn't know with this team about organization, or they're a bit better than we thought they would. Like I mean, I would love Capo Verde
beat Argentina.
to go for it. I can't. I can't. Like,
I can't see past.
Like they did the upset, and now all in, like the other teams are not like they're going to take them. Not like seriously, as in they're a contender, as in like, well, hold up, they might be a little better than we expect them to be.
Yeah,
They had two clean sheets. So, okay.
What do you think? What do you think, though, Julio? What do you think?
Dude, Lionel Messi used to do alien things, so it would be inconceivable. Like, let's just, because our predictions before the tournament started was a lot of it was based on things we saw, but also feelings, right? So I want to put feelings aside and be based on what we've seen. It would be crazy for Argentina not to go through. I think, however, having said that, I think Mexico has a chance to upset England's. I think they can beat Ecuador based on home field advantage. And if England doesn't do any fuckeries, I think Mexico has the chance of making it to the quarters. Whether they make it past that, that's a different story. But as the biggest upsets, from what I see right now, Japan beating Brazil, I wouldn't be shocked. We already talked about that. And then just like I said, Mexico potentially facing Japan or Brazil in the round of 16. Unless Norway does something that probably won't do, right?
Well,
France, Germany, though,
defense was not like the way France was just cutting through them. Like
they rotated the whole team. I wouldn't read that game. But
they rotated 10 players. Now I remember. Yeah.
So, but on the counter, I see them as being the biggest threat. If they play counter and they thread those balls to,
they have Haaland,
Nusa, Schlerdrup, they can.
Odegaard, your favorite captain, Odegaard.
Not
Mr. Hairstyle,
the Germany France likely going to be the matchup. That should be exciting.
Yeah,
that'd be good. I think Nagelsmann, doesn't defend. Staggering.
And then at the bottom on the bottom left, USA, do they have a path to the quarterfinals?
They can get through Bosnia. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but can they beat Belgium or Senegal? No, I'm not sure.
I mean, I don't think Belgium's gonna. I think Senegal's gonna beat Belgium. Not really Belgium.
Are you sure?
I mean, that's my prediction. I've never been impressed. Belgium, every time I've seen them, have underperformed their expectations.
Also true.
I think they will do the same thing now. Their golden generation is getting old, and I don't.
Well, they're not like a lot of them are gone, right? From the golden generation.
Yes, but some are still there. The reason why I ask, it's funny you mentioned that. I looked at the stats. Belgium is one of the teams that created the most big chances in the tournament so far. It's just that in their first two games, they were not being clinical. They were not finishing them, but they were creating a shit ton of chances. And in the last game, it was like Ronaldo's analogy of the ketchup bottle just splurged and they started scoring a shit ton, right? On the other side, Senegal's defense, shaky. That thing leaks, right? Like Old Trafford's roof. So, my question is, like, I'm not convinced either, but like when those guys get the shooting boots on, I think Belgium is creating enough to win games. Like, that's my take. It's just whether if they end up facing US, home field advantage, USA, can they cause an upset? Because like between all those four, Belgium, USA, Senegal, I mean, anything can happen.
I think the US, they've got a bit of quality in the squad. I think they'll ride that with the home field advantage to the quarters until they play one of like probably Spain or Portugal. And then I think they will not make it past that. Like Canada broke the record of the number of touches in the opposition box.
That was crazy.
Against Qatar. It broke it by like 20 touches or something like that. And I mean, that was great, but I also have no belief that they would make it like anywhere like deep into the knockout round. So and to be fair, I don't think I've seen Belgium, at least not more than like snippets of the game. I haven't seen them this tournament, but it's one thing to like create a bunch of chances, but there's that certain like intangible quality of being able to put those away that I don't know. I've never been impressed by Belgium. I think they will lose the title. I mean, yeah, but Kevin De Bruyne is kind of not
in the games in New Zealand. Like there was a point where that lead, because they got one goal in the first half, but then the second goal only came in the 50th minute. There was a point where New Zealand could come back with one goal, and there was a moment of brilliance. Kevin De Bruyne just shot from outside of the box, and it was just like lethal. It was like you give him a little bit of space. Lukaku came in, scored. Like Trossard, I think, has been their best player. Like phenomenal. Like I saw a stat earlier in the tournament, he made the most line-breaking passes of the entire tournament. So they're creating chances. So it's just whether that the intangible if it materializes or not. I agree. Okay. And then we didn't get your take before the tournament, Duncan. But in terms of who do you think has the biggest chance of winning the World Cup? What's your take?
I mean, I think probably France would be my team, like my bet on it. I do like Germany, but they still feel very inconsistent. And Argentina, like between France and Argentina, I think. I mean, it's kind of a repeat of the last one, but they still seem to be the team that has both the team cohesion or whatever you call it, with quality top to bottom that can win the tournament. But my guess is France. My bet is France on
Gotcha. Well, another 11 minutes. I think we'll end it here. This was a great chat. Thanks again for both coming. Special thanks for your coming in, Duncan. Your insights were really valuable. The games are coming thick and fast. So I don't have a designated time for the next stream, but we'll definitely have some form of
played
review.
by the year. Touch base.
Yes. Touch base. We'll circle back. Circle back. Until then, thanks for watching. One viewer, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for everybody that tuned in and contributed through the chat. On your way out, please like and subscribe. I think I got everything I was supposed to say at the end. And until then, enjoy the World Cup. Come on, Canada. Come on, Portugal. Martinez out.